and welcome to Insight Nexus News. Today is November 1st, 2024. I'm Liara, bringing you today's breaking news updates and in-depth coverage of global, national, and underreported events that shape our world. Let's dive in. News 1. Escalating tensions in the Middle East. In breaking news, new reports indicate that tensions between Israel and neighboring countries are escalating. Unverified sources are reporting renewed airstrikes and increased security protocols in response to regional hostilities. Diplomats from the UN and NATO are expected to convene in emergency sessions later this week. Observers are cautiously optimistic about the effectiveness of any peace talks, but remain concerned about the potential for further destabilization. 2. Federal Reserve signals rate changes amid inflationary pressure. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell announced a potential rate increase as the Fed aims to counteract stubbornly high inflation. This move is anticipated to affect housing markets, loan rates, and consumer spending. Economists warn that while higher rates may slow inflation, they could also suppress consumer growth. Our Future Outlook segment will examine how rate hikes may affect U.S. families and the broader economy. Trending global issues and conflicts. In addition to tensions in the Middle East, new conflicts are brewing in Africa, where political unrest in Niger and Sudan continues to affect humanitarian aid distribution. International humanitarian organizations are urging world leaders to step up support as food insecurity in conflict zones worsens. Meanwhile, Europe's energy crisis looms, with winter approaching. Increased prices and fuel scarcity are putting pressure on EU countries to stabilize supplies amidst growing reliance on imports from alternative sources. U.S. Domestic and Economic Policy Congress debates new immigration and labor reform bill. The U.S. House of Representatives is debating a new bill that could reshape both immigration policy and labor laws. Proponents argue it will help address labor shortages, especially in agriculture and tech. However, opponents warn it may strain social services. The bill's impact, if passed, will likely be profound for both industries relying on immigrant labor and communities concerned about rapid changes in the workforce. Economy slows as inflation remains stubbornly high. While recent indicators show modest wage growth, high costs continue to affect American households, especially in housing and food sectors. In response, the White House is rolling out new tax relief initiatives targeting middle-income families and small businesses. These policies are designed to stimulate spending without fueling inflation, but will require bipartisan support to pass in the current Congress. Science, technology, and AI advances, breakthroughs in quantum computing. This week, a team of scientists made strides in quantum computing by increasing qubit stability, a key step towards creating commercially viable quantum computers. The implications for industries, from healthcare to logistics, are enormous, as quantum computing promises to solve problems at speeds impossible for today's technology. AI regulation discussions continue in Washington, D.C., with legislators expressing concerns about transparency and accountability in rapidly advancing AI models. AI and health monitoring. New AI technologies in health monitoring are showing promise for detecting illnesses earlier and more accurately than before. Scientists are optimistic about these developments, but urge caution in implementing regulatory frameworks to ensure these technologies are used ethically and effectively. Our Future Outlook will touch on anticipated regulatory shifts in the AI healthcare space, as well as the ethical implications of widespread AI integration in personal health. Environmental issues. Record-breaking ocean temperatures. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, global ocean temperatures have reached historic highs, contributing to more severe hurricanes and marine life disruptions. Environmental organizations are calling for stronger climate policies, particularly regarding industrial emissions. The data shows that warming seas are having a measurable impact on coastal economies and biodiversity. Deforestation concerns in the Amazon. Despite pledges from various nations to reduce deforestation, the Amazon rainforest continues to face serious threats. Logging and agriculture have led to deforestation rates not seen in a decade. Brazil's government has announced stricter enforcement policies, though environmental groups argue that existing measures are inadequate. Human interest and unusual, underreported stories. Massachusetts woman reunites with lost pet after 12 years. In a heartwarming story, a woman in Massachusetts was recently reunited with her pet dog, who had been missing for over a decade. Local animal shelters are celebrating the reunion as a reminder of the power of microchipping pets and the resilience of animals. The reunion serves as a heartening reminder amid challenging times. Community Garden Project helps combat food insecurity in urban areas. An innovative community garden project in Detroit is showing impressive results in tackling urban food deserts. Started by a group of local volunteers, the initiative provides fresh produce to over 500 families. This story has gained national attention as a model for other cities facing similar challenges. Predictive analysis and forecasting. Future outlook. In today's Future Outlook, we look at two likely developments. One, Federal Reserve and economic policy. Economists predict the Federal Reserve may implement one or two more rate hikes over the next quarter if inflation remains above target. While this move may cool inflation, it could also slow consumer spending and potentially lead to a mild recession. The housing market, in particular, could be affected by a sustained rise in rates. 2. Regulatory shifts in AI healthcare applications. As AI increasingly becomes part of health monitoring, U.S. lawmakers are expected to introduce stricter regulations in the coming months. Expect regulatory measures to focus on patient privacy, data security, and ethical considerations, aiming to ensure AI applications improve healthcare without compromising personal freedoms. Today in sports. NFL Week 9 of the NFL season is underway. Notable matchups this weekend include the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys facing the Philadelphia Eagles. Fans are particularly eager for the Chiefs-Dolphins game, as both teams are strong contenders this season. MLB, the Texas Rangers celebrated their first-ever World Series title last night after defeating the Arizona Diamondbacks in Game 6. It's a historic win for the Rangers, who fought hard throughout the playoffs to secure this milestone victory. Today in history. On this day in 1993, the Maastricht Treaty officially established the European Union, bringing together European nations into an economic and political alliance that has since influenced global trade, travel, and policy. November 1, 1952, the United States conducted its first hydrogen bomb test, marking a major escalation in the nuclear arms race during the Cold War. This event remains significant as a reminder of the power and responsibility inherent in nuclear technology. Thank you for joining us on Insight Nexus News. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments which stories you'd like us to cover, and share any topics you'd like to see more often. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you found today's news insightful. Together, let's build a community that stays informed and engaged.